Ophidiophobia, or the fear of snakes, is a powerful and often irrational fear of these creatures. People with ophidiophobia may experience panic and anxiety at the sight of a snake, or even at the thought of them. Every time they see a snake, their heart starts to beat faster. Sweating begins, and they may start to tremble. This fear can be so strong that people begin to avoid any places where snakes might be, such as forests, parks, and zoos. The causes of ophidiophobia can include negative experiences, such as being bitten by a snake, cultural influences, and evolutionary roots. In some cultures, such as Western, Europe, and North America, Indian, African, Australian, Central Asian, and Latin American, snakes are associated with danger and evil, which intensifies this fear. The evolutionary roots of the fear may be linked to the fact that many snakes are venomous and pose a real threat to life. People with this fear may experience significant limitations in their lives, avoiding certain places and situations, which can lead to feelings of isolation and helplessness. Arachnophobia, or the fear of spiders and other arachnids, is an intense fear that can significantly affect a person's life. People with arachnophobia may experience strong emotional reactions at the sight of a spider, including screams, tears, and panic. When they see a spider, they are overwhelmed by a wave of terror. The causes of this fear can be varied, including genetic factors and cultural influences. In some cultures, similar to snakes, spiders are associated with danger and evil. It is important to note that spiders are often symbols of danger and warning in popular films and literature, which can exacerbate the fear in people prone to arachnophobia. Arachnophobia affects about 4% of the world's population and can significantly limit daily life, causing people to avoid places where spiders might be present. In severe cases, the fear can extend even to images of spiders in books or movies, making it impossible to view certain content. This fear can be so strong that people prefer not to visit parks, forests, or other natural areas where spiders may inhabit. Thanatophobia, or the fear of death, is a profound fear that causes constant anxiety about death, panic attacks, and depression. Thoughts of death provoke horror and distress in such individuals. People with thanatophobia often avoid conversations about death and may experience intense anxiety when mentioning fatal diseases or funerals. This fear can affect many aspects of life, including personal relationships and careers. Thanatophobia can lead to depression and apathy when a person loses interest in life. Treatment may include cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps to change negative thoughts and reactions, as well as medications to reduce anxiety levels. Thanatophobia affects many people, especially as they age, and requires professional help to overcome. Nyctophobia, or the fear of darkness, is a deep and irrational fear that can start in childhood and persist into adulthood. Night turns into a trial when darkness envelops the home. People with nyctophobia often experience severe anxiety, panic, and insomnia. They find it difficult to be in dark places and avoid such situations. This is often linked to a fear of the unknown and potential dangers lurking in the dark. Nyctophobia can significantly affect the quality of life, causing sleep difficulties and daily functioning issues. This fear often intensifies when alone and may compel people to sleep with the lights or TV on. Nyctophobia is common among children, but can persist into adulthood, causing significant discomfort and limiting nighttime activities. Aquaphobia, or the fear of water, is a strong fear that can manifest even in safe situations involving water. People with aquaphobia may experience intense fear and anxiety at the thought of swimming, boating, or even taking a bath. Every contact with water triggers a feeling of panic. Symptoms can include panic attacks, rapid heartbeat, and sweating. The causes of aquaphobia may be related to negative experiences with water and genetic factors. For example, drowning or near-drowning experiences in childhood can leave a deep psychological impact. This fear can significantly limit life, causing individuals to avoid any situations involving water. People with aquaphobia may even avoid showers or baths, which can lead to hygiene issues. It is estimated that aquaphobia affects 2.3% of adults worldwide, and this fear may require professional help to overcome. Aerophobia, or the fear of flying, is a strong fear that causes people to avoid flights and experience intense anxiety during takeoff and turbulence. When they board a plane, panic sets in. People with aerophobia often experience rapid heartbeat, sweating, and severe anxiety. They may avoid flying even if it causes significant inconveniences, such as missing important events or using alternative modes of transportation. Treatment can include medications and exposure therapy, which help manage this fear. Exposure therapy involves gradually becoming accustomed to flying, starting with simulators and progressing to actual flights. Medications, such as anxiolytics, can be used to reduce anxiety symptoms before and during flights. Claustrophobia, or the fear of confined spaces, is an intense fear that can cause panic attacks and the fear of suffocation. Being in an elevator or a small room can trigger panic. People with claustrophobia often avoid such situations, which can significantly limit their daily lives. This fear can manifest in various forms, such as the fear of being trapped in a car or a small room without windows. Claustrophobia affects 5 to 10% of the world's population and is often associated with anxiety disorders. In some cases, the fear can be so strong that people avoid using elevators, preferring to take the stairs even to high floors. Agoraphobia, or the fear of places from which escape might be difficult, is a strong fear that causes people to avoid public places, and in extreme cases, leads to isolation. If they find themselves in a crowd or on public transportation, panic sets in. People with agoraphobia often experience severe anxiety and avoid public places such as shopping centers, public transport, and open spaces. In extreme cases, they may become completely isolated and not leave their homes. This fear can seriously limit a person's social and professional life, making it impossible to attend work, school, or public events. Social anxiety disorder, or the fear of social situations, is an intense fear of negative evaluation and humiliation in social settings. Interacting with other people triggers severe anxiety. People with this disorder often avoid social interactions and have difficulty forming relationships. They may fear public speaking, talking to strangers, and even simple social situations like attending parties or business meetings. Treatment can include cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps change negative thoughts and reactions. Therapy may also involve learning social interaction skills and relaxation techniques to reduce anxiety. Germophobia, or the fear of germs, is an intense fear of infection and contamination. People with germophobia are often obsessed with hand washing and avoid leaving their homes. Every time they touch a surface, they are overwhelmed by anxiety. This fear has significantly increased during the COVID-19 pandemic. People with germophobia may have obsessive thoughts about germs and illnesses, causing them to spend a lot of time cleaning and disinfecting. They may avoid public places, such as stores, and public transportation, due to the fear of contracting an infection. In extreme cases, this fear can lead to social isolation and a significant reduction in quality of life. Acrophobia, or the fear of heights, is a strong fear that triggers anxiety, dizziness, sweating, and panic attacks. When looking down from a height, they are gripped by panic. People with acrophobia may experience fear even at small heights, such as ladders or balconies. This fear can be caused by a natural fear of heights that is heightened in some people. Evolutionary survival mechanisms may also play a role, as avoiding heights could have helped our ancestors avoid dangerous situations. Acrophobia can severely limit a person's life, causing them to avoid tall buildings, bridges, and mountains. In severe cases, people may avoid even everyday tasks, such as climbing stairs or attending events on high floors. Trypophobia, or the fear of clusters of small holes or patterns, is an intense fear that causes anxiety, disgust, and physical discomfort. The sight of certain patterns can trigger a wave of horror. People with trypophobia may experience unpleasant physical sensations such as itching, nausea, and goosebumps. The causes of this fear may be linked to evolutionary roots, as some patterns can be associated with danger or disease. Negative past experiences can also play a role. A well-known case of trypophobia became widely recognized due to viral images on the internet, which drew attention to this fear. People with trypophobia may avoid certain images and objects, which can limit their daily lives and cause significant discomfort.